Since the release of Paralives, there's been a war between the life simulator fan bases.
Imagine Sims, but the graphics are more lively and the building doesn't rage bait you.
Could this be the game to beat The Sims?
This includes the Sims fans, inzoi fans, and most importantly, paralives fans. Although I've never really been a huge fan of life simulators, I can totally see the appeal. Each fan base argues that their life simulator is better than the other, and I want to play all three of them with an unbiased opinion and give a full authentic review. Some factors I will be considering are how well it runs on a lower end PC/laptop, how flexible the building and customization is, and how immersive the game is. I will be starting off with The Sims 4 since I already have this game and I will be able to play it myself and give my thoughts as I play. I will not be using any mods of any sort to give an authentic review. And I also want to talk about pricing because The Sims 4 is a free game. However, The Sims upon release used to be priced at $59.99 USD, which is about 80 Australian dollars, which I think is absurdly overpriced considering in the beginning on release, the game wasn't nowhere near as good as it is right now, nor is it as polished. But despite it being free now, doesn't mean all of its content is free. The Sims 4 also sells DLCs, which is downloadable content that you can pay for so your game experience can be more enjoyable. But for the average Sims player, they don't want to spend more money. Something as small as owning pets in your Sims world can cost 35 USD. And while a lot of people pirate and get mods, not everyone knows that you can do those things and end up spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on DLCs. So I think the argument of The Sims being the cheapest amongst the top 3 life simulators is the dumbest argument ever, because look at these prices of the DLCs. Because this is going to be a 3-part series, I want to start the first part with playing The Sims, and I decided to create a character. I wanted this character to be a person of color to see how inclusive the game really is. There is 29 official Afro-textured hairstyles in The Sims out of 195. That number is very low considering how big The Sims 4 fan base is, and that number doesn't include any mods, any DLCs, so this is the ones that you get for free. While I was customizing my character, I tried finding pretty clothes for her, and I don't know if it's because I suck at styling, but every single thing I tried on just made her look like a grandma. But regardless, I think my final character looks pretty cute, and I really like how they give a lot of options when it comes to creating her personality. Okay, before the next segment starts, I want you guys to know I accidentally forgot to press record for this part, but I hope you still enjoyed the video. Starting the game, I decided to use a furnished plot of land for now. I'll be building later. I just wanted to see how the Sims day-to-day life is like. I made my character to be a creative bookworm who aspires to be an author. Instantly upon entering the house, she decides to read a book. That helps really show my Sims character and personality is coming to life, and the choices I made for her actually mattered. I tried talking to other Sims and made the mistake of flirting instantly with my neighbor, who completely shut me down and made my Sim feel hella embarrassed. This gave me the impression that the game forces you to actually take your time with relationships and talking to people. However, the game completely contradicted itself, and out of nowhere, my neighbor decided to stop flirting with me, which I really didn't like because it made me feel like our conversation doesn't really matter. A bit after that happened, my neighbors wanted to come to my house and welcome me into the neighborhood, and one of them brought food just to eat it themselves, while the other one made themselves comfortable on my bed. Then all 3 of them decided to dine at my house, eating the food they had brought for me, and then made my Sim wash the dishes. On top of that, the fruitcake that they had brought made my Sim get a tummy ache. The next day, my Sim was feeling hungry and took a slice of the leftover fruitcake, and then my Sim decided to clean the dishes in the toilet sink. I don't really like how I have to intervene a lot if I want the day to be exciting and fun. A lot of the times, if I don't do anything, the Sim would just be sitting on the couch watching TV. Anyway, I decided to get into building, and because I'm not a very good builder, I decided to work with what I have. One thing I love about the building is that it gives you ideas for each rooms, and you're able to click on something and choose what you like. Because I was broke, I wasn't able to fully commit to the idea I had in mind, which is fine. I know you can grind out the game and get a lot more money, but I did feel restricted creativity wise because there wasn't enough items to show my Sims personality. I hoped there would be more, and the paintings and rugs were quite boring. I know there's mods and DLCs that give you more resources, but I feel like that shouldn't be how a game should be played. I don't want to spend more money just to be able to add a few more items. And on top of that, when your sim has to go to work, a lot of the day can just feel empty, and by the time they come back, you'll have a few more hours until they have to go to sleep. Overall, I thought the game was okay. I know there's way more content in the game had you just gotten some mods and bought some DLCs, but regardless, because I haven't really played other life simulator games, I don't have anything to compare it to. So far I would give this like a 6 out of 10. Also, since this is the first ever video I've uploaded, I want to see how well this video does before I spend money to buy the other games, because I am a broke student. If it does well, I'll be more than willing to play Inzoi and Paralives. However, until then, I will see you later.